Hi everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time you're going to be watching this live recording. Today is Saturday, and I want to share with you a couple thoughts. First of all, I want to ask you, how's your free 30-day trial of socialism has been so far? How do you feel about being ordered to do things? How do you feel staying in place and be paralyzed with fear and do what government tells you to do? Please tell me. Let's have a conversation. Not for too long, but a lot of you did not have a chance to experience how uh, socialism works. Now you are learning. And how does that affect you? I can tell you that um, it appears to me that the cure is worse than the disease, and I feel my heart goes for people who are currently truly suffering, for people who do not have possibility to pay their bills and take care of their children, for people who do not have internet access or a proper computer set up for the schools, and what a major disaster all of this really is. If you are curious, you can look at the numbers. You can Google certain things, and you can see the numbers of cases and deaths, and compare different countries, and you can make your own mind. But socialism is not as romantic as you may think. A lot of people complain about imperfections of the system, but sometimes you face with the situation and you have a reality check. Want to talk a little bit today about Ukraine, and it's there might be certain people that are going to be affected by coronavirus. There are already some cases, but majority of people are going to be affected by not being able to take care of their needs, because majority of people do not work online and cannot work from home. Majority of people are in total despair at the moment because they cannot pay their housing, they cannot pay their mortgage or rent, they cannot feed their children, they cannot go to work, and God knows what else. So yes, after analyzing and looking at numbers, not the numbers that they keep increasing and freeze everybody and shock everybody from the mainstream media, but sometimes you can make your own research and look at the percentage of things. And currently I really feel really in jail. Not so much for myself, honestly, because I am almost, not completely, but almost completely independent from I don't have a boss, but or a corporation that I depend on. Of course, like everybody else, we depend on certain things and we want to make sure they're coming, right? But here is this thing, that is the reality. And we're gonna discuss some of this in I decided to from my side, I've decided to offer my Patreons. So these are the people that are in my Patreon circle. We had a great call last week, by the way, on Wednesday. We're gonna have different arrangements for normal times, but I'm planning to have another call this coming week. I will update you on Monday if I can manage my schedule around it. But I feel that we need to talk and we need to support each other during this insanity. And we're gonna discuss this. I don't want to go into much of a detail, but my heart really goes out for those people who maybe had planned surgeries, for people who need to graduate this year, for students that gonna be missing out on proper care and also studying. And I'm not trying to agitate or it's really confusing. Things do not add up. I do not have 100% proved theory on what's going on. I do not have the those kind of resources to tell you, but things do not adopt. And I hope you use this experience as a reality check for those of you who have very socialistic beliefs. I wish you the best of luck and checking this out. um I've been through this as a child, and let me tell you, I'm still traumatized by a lot of experiences that we had. And that leads me to another issue I want to address, that is a healthcare. A lot of people are not happy with the healthcare in the United States, and I know it needs to be it needs a certain tune. It needs to be probably have some changes, but sorry guys. Oh, my hair. But um, how about healthcare in post USSR? How about healthcare when um, you do not get any care, when you have doctors who could care less? I do not live right now in Ukraine. I live in the United States, but I have my entire family is in Ukraine, and a lot of people are denied the proper care. Not just the proper care, they denied any human care, if you know what I mean. Oh no. A lot of people are using the private care. We have private care in Ukraine. It's basically private hospitals. They would not be expensive at all for Americans, but they are very expensive for local Ukrainians. They are, well, not very, but depends on your level. Um, when I was in Ukraine, I would only go to private hospitals because going to government or socialized medicine that was so proudly free in USSR and was still proudly free in post USSR. But let me tell you, it has never been free. I remember giving bribes, not me, but my mom, giving bribes to the doctors, bringing different deficit. You guys know now what deficit means, such as toilet paper and sanitizers. That is a deficit. So I grew up in a times of deficit, and I remember, my mom bringing whatever was a deficit to a doctor. Sometimes, you have to pay. A lot of people would pay a doctor in socialized, just regular health care. They would pay a doctor to get to not die during the operation or surgery. Basically, we do have a lot of talented doctors, but when you don't get paid, when you are the head of cardiological department and you get $200 a month, you have to make money. You also have family, you also have children and a wife and parents. You need to make money. So a lot of Ukrainian so-called free medicine had never been free for God knows how long. They would either they would get paid under the table. So this is a time to really open your eyes and look at things, and maybe realize that yes, there are some systems that are not perfect, but at least they give you a freedom of choice. Once again, there are some systems that are not perfect, but at least they give you a freedom of choice, so you can choose something for yourself. These are my thoughts today. Who is here? I don't see. I don't know if chat is not working or you are all quiet, scared. Yeah, I don't know if my chat is working. I don't see anything. So if you guys are on, send me a message. Yeah, my chat is somehow do not showing any messages, which usually shows if you um maybe they blocked me because I talk about socialism. Anyway, this is, these are just thoughts I want to share with you. Let's have another social night sometime this coming week, possibly Wednesday or Thursday. I'm very busy. I really believe that this time we should not wait or waste. It's a really important time to spend it wisely, even though it is challenging, it is difficult to have all your connections cut off and your plans being destroyed or delayed or deleted or canceled. But I do believe that it's our opportunity to do the best and use this time wisely to build up more opportunities and take care of things. So that's what I'd like to share with you today. So in the comments below, please let me know how is your free 30-day trial of socialism has been so far. What do you think about this? Do you believe that we really need these measures to the point of inability to basically having any human rights and freedom, or you think it's necessary because uh, of the cases that are increasing? What are your thoughts on this? I'm just curious. I know a lot of very thoughtful people are watching this channel, so I'd like to hear from you. I'm gonna go and get some fresh air and use some of the freedoms to not be completely out of air, mentally and physically and emotionally. And once again, thank you so much for those um, who joined our first Zoom call last week. That's gonna be my way of supporting this very loyal community. It's also a way to connect and make some friendships and discuss some topics. And I believe it's a beneficial situation for all of us. So I've been getting requests about how to join it. You can just Google Veronica Olson on Patreon, or I'll post the link later today under this video. Um, you are totally in control. It is a paid platform, but it's very, very, very affordable, and you are totally in control of how much you want to be involved. I have no control over it, so don't worry, I will not take advantage of anybody. I'm trying to create a safe platform where people can talk and benefit and make friendships and make connections and discuss things. I love the possibility of having interactive conversations. And on this call, I would encourage everybody to share their thoughts on this and share their experience. So thank you so very much. I do not see any chats. I don't know if you guys have been sending me messages. The chat looks I always usually have messages, so the chat somehow is not opening, but that is okay. I hope you have all the good weekend. Think again about how much freedom you really have, or you really had before this madness, and maybe it's our time to really appreciate something that we have been taking for granted, such as our freedom of what we do, where we're going, who we are talking to, and what decisions we are taking. With that being said, I will see you very soon from Michigan with love.